Hello there, Virgo. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of April 25th through May Day. I love it that it ends on May Day. How cool is that? Anyway, we are going to pull one card per day. We are going to check on the highlights of each day. And sometimes a theme will come up for the week. We'll see if that happens or not. What I want to say while I'm putting these cards on the table is that this is a general reading, meaning that not every single thing I see here is going to apply to every single Virgo who watches this video, but most of it should apply to most of you. Okay? So let's see what we have showing up for you guys. La, da, 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 da. We have for Saturday, our Saturday card is the Three of Cups in reverse. By the way, for those of you who are new here, first of all, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Secondly, we don't stress out about reversals on this channel ever. It's just not a big deal, okay? So don't even worry about it. And then on Sunday, we have the Queen of Coins, Virgos. Okay, so Three of Cups in reverse on Saturday. This just tells me, this tells me that ironically, you're getting to spend some time with people that you consider good friends or that you really enjoy their time. But what's ironic about this is somebody is jumping up and down on your last nerve. I don't know. Are you watching a ball game with them and they're rooting for the other team? Did you make deviled eggs and they're saying, well, I could have made these better? I don't know what's going on here, but somebody is jumping up and down on your last nerve on Saturday. Now, and also you can probably tell I'm not a big sports person. I have no idea if ball games are going on now or not. They should be. It's springtime, right? I don't know. You guys will have to tell me when the seasons are because I have no idea. Anyway, Sunday, Queen of Coins. So this just tells me that on Sunday, Virgos, you guys are feeling very self-sufficient. You're feeling very comfortable. You're feeling like you have an abundance and you are sharing some of that abundance with other people. So when you're sharing that abundance with other people, you could be host or hostessing some kind of party or get together of some kind. Or you could be giving somebody something, maybe giving them some kind of a gift or a blessing, or maybe you're giving them some money. This could be a lot of times, Queen of Coins is very practical. So that means that you could be giving somebody a gift that would be very practical. Do you need money for books, for your school? That kind of thing. Things that are practical and usually things that also help people move forward or help people have, a generally better lifestyle or typically the types of things that you like to share with people. So, host or hostessing something or actually sharing something or maybe even sharing some advice to help somebody get themselves into a more stable position as well. Okay, so that's your weekend. Do 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 do. I wonder what your host is saying or hosting, if that's the case for you guys. I would love to hear in the comments if somebody is host or hostessing something. In my brain, I've got like First Communion stuff going on. Somebody hosting somebody for First Communion celebration. So wild. Anyway, I would be curious to hear about y'all. Now, Monday, we're going to go through these cards actually really quick and then we'll talk about them a little more. So, Monday, you have the Two of Coins in reverse. Tuesday, you have the Ace of Coins, trying to keep the glare off the cards. Wednesday, we have the Ten of Cups, sweetness, literally. And then Thursday, you have the Four of Swords in reverse. That's an interesting card. And Friday, we have the Eight of Clubs in reverse. That's interesting. I think that's tying it. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. Okay, so Monday, Two of Coins coming up in reverse. I think you're going to be really busy Monday. You may be playing some kind of catch up, or there's just a lot going on, a lot to keep up with. And you may not have somebody to delegate things to like you kind of probably wish you could. Because when this card comes up in reverse, things could be falling through the cracks. There could be things kind of getting away or not getting, not getting taken care of just because, physically you are limited by the amount of time we have in a day. So let's move to Tuesday. By the way, if you can delegate something to somebody, Monday's the day to do that. Tuesday, Ace of Coins. Somebody is giving you a gift or an opportunity or a second chance at something. Very interesting. And then Wednesday, 10 of Cups. This talks about happiness, but it talks about not just your happiness, but happiness inside a group or inside a tribe. So this could be, maybe you're on a bowling league. And like I said, I don't know when people bowl. I'm not a sports person. But maybe you're on a bowling league and your team did fantastically amazing. And so everybody on the team is so happy. So this is a group. This can be the family is really happy, can be you and one other person, can be you and a whole group of people. But there's some happiness showing up here with that 10 of Cups. And it's not just your happiness. Now let's look at Thursday. 4 of Swords showing up in reverse. This is the one I said I think it's interesting. This talks about being in a different location than normal. Okay. So maybe you're eating dinner at a different place than usual, or maybe you're taking your kid to a different daycare than usual. Maybe if you normally work from home, you're working at the office, or vice versa. But something is happening in a different geographical location than where it normally happens for your day. You could even be leaving for a business trip. That could be happening too, or vacation. I don't think so, though. I don't think the vacation thing, at least. We have the 8 of Clubs coming up in reverse. This just talks about a slowdown in communication. Now, this is what's interesting. This is where I think Wednesdays and Fridays are kind of tied together. So remember Wednesday we have this group happiness. Actually, Thursday going to a different location. Friday, slow down in communication. I think we've got a theme here. I think it could very well be that you could be visiting somebody this week at some point, and then you're going to a different location, whether you're still out visiting or whether you're going back home, but going to a different location. And then up until then, there's a lot of communication back and forth with you and whoever it is that you're hanging out with. And then on Friday, we see a slowdown in communication. The energy has kind of died down. Maybe everybody's kind of getting home and getting settled in and getting into their home life. Could be. But there's definitely some kind of slowdown in communication happening on Friday. Here's what I'm going to say about that slowdown in communication that's coming in. That slowdown is very likely temporary. So use that time wisely because you are going to have extra time since communication is slower to do whatever you need to do that's kind of been on the back burner for a while. Pull that stuff forward and knock it out while you can because communication is not going to be slow forever. Okay? So that's what we have for your week, Virgos. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate y'all so, so much. I know that I'll see some of you here for readings this week and maybe even mentoring sessions or Reiki. But the rest of you, I'll see you back on the next video. Peace out.